Hola, ¿cómo está? So, this is my second week of having COVID and lockdown, and a lot of people probably want to know, what have I been doing? What do realtors do when they're not working? Well, we get sick. We get really sick, right, Snowy? Bless her heart, she even got sick. But I have been gardening, so this is my, I don't know if you've ever noticed my spring shows. I was gardening, and this is my beautiful pear tree. And if you come down here, I planted this olive tree, which quite looks like a bush to me. And then these guys look like they've been kidnapped. they're, they're strapped to a pole. This one is the worst. See, it's like he's fighting to get out of this entrapment. And then I have these two pequeño ones. So over here on this side of my garden, I think this is a pink magnolia, and it's missing all of its leaves. So apparently it got sick too, as you can tell. And what happened is I got black spot. So this, I thought it was sunburn, but apparently it's called black spot, and it happens here in Texas. So what I had to do was go in and cut all the leaves. So people might say, well, what is black spot? It's this really awful thing. Let me try to find one here. This is my pear tree, and it really had the worst part of black spot, but it recovers fast, as you can tell, once you get rid of the leaves. Ah, there we go. Right there, those little dots, there. Those are called black spot. It's like a mold, and it travels in the air, and it actually turns the leaves black. So I've been locked down so much that I've nipped off every bad bud. This is my newest, my little Italian cypress. And I don't know what this bush is called, but let me tell you, that thing has taken a beating from this 110 plus heat, drought, and it's still gorgeous. So some people might ask, how the hell did I keep all this alive during the drought and the stuff? It wasn't easy. Every day I put tarps up. I tarped, and over tarped all this, because if you love something, you have to take care of it. But so let me tell you some other things I've done as my past few weeks. So I've also, you see the sweat beads on my lip? That's COVID. It is the most sweaty disease I've ever had in my life. All I do is sweat and sweat and sweat, and I look like hell. So I put on 1,000 pounds of makeup because I wanted to see you lovely people and let you know that I'm alive, and I still want to take care of your real estate needs and mortgage needs. So what else do realtors do? And mortgage loan officers, when we have a sore throat and a fever and COVID, we study, lots of studying. So as a mortgage loan officer, you're required to take 18 hours of continuing ed every year. Well, even though in Texas, as a realtor, you're required to take 270 hours of continuing ed between your first and second year. So people are saying, well, you've been in real estate since 2003. I know, but this is the most ridiculous state I've ever been into. I've taken more than 270 hours because there was a time they proposed that you could take your GRI classes instead, in lieu of the SAE class, which is 90 hours. And so I started that, and then they changed the rules, and now you have to take the SAE, even if you take the GRI. And I know you're probably like, what the hell? What's going on, lady? I really don't know. Oh, I want to show you something. That lovely little airplane. Yes, we live by I don't know, a rich people airport where people have so much money to throw away, they just buy an airplane and fly around in the sky. I don't know. I think it's quite a hilarious way to spend your money, but Then again, they probably think it's hilarious that I can just buy 1,000 shirts and spend money. I'm so exhausted with this COVID. But, so let me tell you. So what am I doing? I have been doing my SAE class, and it's the most, I don't know what kind of class. I really can't criticize, but let me tell you, if you've been in business since 2003, you shouldn't have to take this class. It's just one of those things. And the terminology is just so silly. It's any marketing class, like, I can actually taste the sweat rolling in my mouth. This is how bad COVID is. So, anywho, yes, I've been doing my SAE. I've been gardening. Oh, God, I love my garden. So, it isn't much now, but a lot of people here in Texas don't even try. And let me tell you, the rewards are phenomenal. So you really need to just try. I watch a few gardening shows. One of my favorite shows is called The Instant Gardener. So YouTube him and look him up. He's British, and what he does is in one day he goes in and he renews a whole garden and makes it fabulous. And so you think, like, I just have this piece of land that's dry and nasty and blah blah blah. Yes, that's Texas. But in the spring and the fall, look at how crispy green, how uncrispy, delicious, wet, and green it is. And you can actually go in and get into the dirt and create something beautiful. And then, yes, you're thinking, but I can't garden in this. Well, honey, let me tell you, people have been gardening in Israel before Jesus and during Jesus, and they've been planting flowers and food and trees. There's trees, believe it or not, there's even a forest. So, well, how do people do it? Well, you definitely have to watch gardening shows, but you want to use special kinds of mulch. So that's just regular mulch right there. But you see this is actually called gardening mulch, or tree and bush mulch there. And what I do is I layer that, and then I put regular mulch on top. And then you're probably saying, oh Lord, girlfriend, you have weeds. Well, honey, we all have weeds. Might as well just embrace it. It's life. We have imperfections. But what we get in the end is so lovely. You can sit on your patio and enjoy this. And especially if you have COVID and you're locked down, you can get out and just really enjoy it. And I do have new bags of mulch right here to put down. And these, look right here, these are my little gardenias. So right now they're turning yellow. Too much sun. But this one, perfection. And this one is dead. Believe it or not, I used to dig stuff that looked like this and throw it in the trash. Don't do that. Because guess what happens? That one, the grass is greener than the actual bush, which is quite hilarious. But I don't have the strength to dig that little monster out. So instead, I'm going to choke the little lady. That green grass, I'm going to put some mulch on it, and it's going to be mulched away. So if you're asking yourself, what does a realtor and a loan officer do during COVID? We garden. We try to make life as enjoyable as possible, and we study because you need to know what's out there. You need to know your products. You need to know that there's some wonderful loans out there. So there's a new one that is very competitive, and it is for migrants / minorities. We have all different kinds, but anyways, there's all different banks, and that's the luxury of being a mortgage broker versus a mortgage loan officer. So I can really reach out and get you that product. So some people are saying, why do I need to buy a house during COVID / inflation? Because maybe you bit off too much that you can chew. Think about that. How many realtors told you when you were looking at a home the true price of your property taxes? How many told you that it was going to cost you about $30 an intake on your filter system every 3 months? So my home, that's about $90 every 3 months, sometimes 2, especially here in Texas with the dust. So what we do is we have to change it more often. And if you're not expecting that expense, it can be quite disastrous. Whoever thought their electric bill would double or even triple? Well, it happened. And if you bit off more than you can chew, don't go down that garbage disposal. Do not let commercialism eat you up. It's time to just draw a line in the sand and dig out those weeds. Let me tell you, this is what you need to do. You need to go in and sit down and make a realistic budget. And I'm not talking about just your expenses. I'm talking about your luxuries. I'm talking about your habits. I'm talking about any kind of wishes money you have. You need to write it down. And then you need to say, okay, this is what I need my payment. So if you're paying $1,500 a month, and that's on the low side, most homes right now are averaging around $2,500, $2,600 a month. But if you're paying that and you say you need to be paying $1,100, call me. Am I going to pull your credit? No. We're going to talk. First of all, I'm not all about throwing in the numbers. Let's do your credit report, blah, blah, blah. No, let's just see if we can find something reasonable. Now, what we are seeing out in this community, in all communities, is we're seeing multi-generations loading up. It's becoming very European. Viva la dolce. Que eso? Yes, Italian and Mexican and Spanish put together. So let me tell you, most cultures do live multi-generational. And it's becoming a thing here in the United States because of cost of living. And there has to be a line in the sand. You cannot just work every day to pay rent. I have to put Snowy down. She is driving me crazy. Actually, I have to sit down. I'm woozy. This COVID, let me tell you. So, what it is when you think about your budget, you need to make a realistic expectations. You need to put money aside for a vacation. Even if you're not even going to go on a vacation, just put money aside. Put $50, $100. Because one day, there's going to be a day that you're so bitter, so sad, so grumpy, so, I don't know, just so complicated to deal with, that you're going to need that money. You're going to need to go somewhere. Even if it's just a spa day, or maybe you're just going to go drive down the road an hour, 2 hours, stop at a Holiday Inn, go to a great restaurant, have a wonderful small business meal, something like that, and then jump back in the car and come home the next day. If that's it is what it is. But sometimes we need to get outside the box to reevaluate our lives. And if you don't do this, you're only hurting yourself. God didn't put you on this planet to fund the dreams of the 1% or the 10%. He put you on the planet to have a loving family, a friends, a social life. He put you here to make things worthy, make your life worthy. And in order to do that, you have to live in a budget. Every day cannot be a fun day. And not every day can be a day that you're so frugal that you can't enjoy anything. So during these times like this, during inflation, where pricing of food has gone up 30%, let me give you an example. So my spouse and I put aside $500 every 2 weeks for food. Okay, that's got to be reasonable, right? Right? We've been doing this for 17 years. 17 years. And yes, I've had to add other things, but it's not just food. So we buy Tide, toilet tablets, toilet paper, dog food, milk, meats, everything, right? Well, during COVID, we noticed that I couldn't afford meat. So I started supplementing by buying meat on the side, and he did too. And so that kind of helped. Well, we can't even survive at the grocery on that money. Oh, and gas. So this week, it's the 5th of the month, right? And my husband said, where's the groceries? Can you make me dinner? And I said, no. And he said, well, we have a freezer full of frozen food. And I said, yeah, meats, but I need a vegetable to cook. I need milk. I need eggs. We don't even have bread. I can't even make you a sandwich. He said, well, I just gave you $500 and it's the 5th of the month. And I'm like, yeah, I had to put $75 in my car for gas. I had to buy dog food. So dog food for this little lovey buff Snowy costs about $6 to $7 a roll, and she goes through 2 to 3 rolls a week. And then that's not everything. So she also has treats and things like that. So her food alone is pretty expensive. So Tide, I used to buy 125 tablets for like $17. Now it's $27. That's a lot of money. So, okay, I'm gonna get off my high horse. I mommed everybody long enough. I love being a mom. I miss it. So, anyways, what I'm going to tell you is that inflation is causing people to struggle. And then if you're out on COVID, you're out sick, whatever, you haven't had a vacation in a long time, it's time to stop, and just readjust your life. So some people say, well, I don't want to lose my house. I don't want to lose my house. You don't have to lose your house. You do not have to lose your house. Sometimes it's just maybe you just need a little catch up, a little break, a little something in the middle. Maybe you need to cash out a little equity somewhere here. Maybe you have an airplane. I don't know. Guess what? Rich people have money problems too, right? I know I have my airplane loans. What if you have a luxury car? Maybe you drive a Ferrari and you're like, you know what? I'm not getting rid of my Ferrari. Okay, call me. Because guess what? I know people that do Ferrari loans, luxury car loans. Maybe it's something as little as my rental properties are not making as much money as projected. Call me. Why? I can help you get a better loan. What if you don't need a loan? Hello? Did you remember I also do real estate? Maybe you need some renters in there. So it's not like all or nothing. It's adjusting. And the only person that's going to see the answer to the solution inside your box, inside your little circle, are those people outside the circle. The people flying over like that airplane. The people, we all need a little shade sometime, like my plants. We can't just live through the burning hell of the sun at 110 degrees all the time. No, we need a break. So call me. Maybe, the partner you're with and you are having an issue and you just can't adjust to the new realities. That is normal. Hello. Like, one of the top reasons people get a divorce is not from affairs, it's from financial issues. So let's talk it out. Let's see what the solution is, because there's always a solution. And marriage counseling is always a great option. Even when things are not wrong, marriage counseling is a great solution. So I'm just letting you know what I do. So I'm not always showing property. Guess what? There's other things to do that are important. You don't always have to be looking at new houses. No. You don't always have to be selling your home. No. Sometimes you need to refine and retune your mortgage. Find or retune. Get back on track. Get things to where, okay, I feel like I'm in a good situation now. And it happens. It happens to all of us. You remember, who the guy that did the electricity? The light bulb? Okay. So he, not only did he file bankruptcy once or twice, it's multiple times.
You have to think about this. A lot of companies, major companies, file bankruptcy. It's not the best, it's not the perfect solution, but sometimes that might be the solution. It might be the only solution. But what if it isn't? You didn't even ask. So if you got, I don't know, a student loan at $80,000 at 7% interest, life seems really cruel, really unfair. You're under borrowed in debt, you're making minimum wage. It can seem like a struggle, but there's always a solution. So you need to try to look for other solutions, because when the the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and not getting the results that you want. So to get out of that, you got to call somebody. So I'm only licensed here in the state of Texas to do real estate and mortgages. So you know, if you have like a brief questions, you want to just DM me, do that. I don't mind, but I will not be able to give you any kind of true advice. But I can refer you to somebody, because guess what? I know people everywhere. I know people everywhere. New Jersey, Hawaii, uh, everywhere. Let me tell you, Europe. I know people in Europe, Mexico. We have people everywhere. I am been in the business since 2003. It's not an issue. It's not an issue for me to pick up the phone and find the right person for you. And I don't mind doing that. Why? Because I got COVID. I can't go anywhere. And my poor little trees, as you saw, have been nipped in the bud. They can't lose any more leaves as it is. So I'm gonna leave you right now, because as you can tell, I am feeling horrendous, and I'm gonna go back in there and work on my homework. So I just wanted to give you a social media update and let you know how things are going and what a realtor does. So we just don't sit around and eat bonbons all day. No, 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 no. We have other things to do, really important things. Education being number one, because things are changing every day. So you have no idea how important it is as Texas realtors and Texas loan officers to stay on top and make sure that we're delivering the best product to you. Um, my last statement, I'm not a marriage counselor. So if you need a marriage counselor, please do call one, or even call your local church. And I'm not a lawyer. So, and if you are a senior and you need a lawyer, I know AARP is a good resource to call and ask for some assistance. Sometimes there's free assistance, even if you receive any kind of social benefits, social payments. Sometimes Social Security Administration can help assist you in finding free legal help. So, but if you need a real estate assistance or mortgage assistance or cash out equity on a asset here in Texas, call me. Call me. DM me. What's DM? Give me a direct message. And meanwhile, if you're just bored and you want to send me a meme of hope or something, getting over this COVID or any kind of COVID suggestions, let me know. Take care. Bye. It was nice talking to you. Have a good day. Bye.